welcome to another edition of Sports Talk with Rags here in season 3, episode 87. And today, here on another Monarch Monday episode here on Sports Talk with Rags, we have ODU Hall of Famer and Lady Monarch alum, number 25, Hamchetou Maiga with us. How you doing this afternoon?
I am doing well, Mark. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I appreciate your time coming on. Well, let's start at the beginning here. When you were growing up, did you play all sports, or did you just start playing basketball and then just continued with playing competitive basketball as you got older?
I would say first sport was basketball. I started when I was about 9 years old with my brothers and sisters. We all started together, and as the year went on, I played a little bit of soccer, and I did track and field as well.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, when you were getting older and playing basketball, was it there in high school that you wanted to play in college? And how did you come with being recruited by the Lady Monarchs?
That was the most amazing thing that could have happened to me, to be honest with you, because growing up in Africa, I never thought that I would make it to US. I'd be lying if I said that was something that I was aspiring to as a kid. My mom played basketball. My dad was a soccer player. So sports was something that they valued, but it was very important for them that we do well in school. So their only rule was you could play as much as you wanted, bring us good grades, do well in school. So that's how I started, being able to study well and knowing that that was my ticket for basketball or any sport that I wanted to do. Then I started liking it, and I actually was playing. I played in Mali for 7 years and went to Senegal to play there for 1 year. I was already in the university, and I went from Senegal to go to join my national team in Kenya.
Okay.
It was while playing at the African Championship that Coach Scott, Alisa Scott, at the time she was assistant coach at ODU. She was sent to go recruit in Africa, and she saw me play and spoke to my aunt, peace be upon her, Tanti Bebe, and she told her that they would like for me to come play for them. That's when I started looking up ODU, and I actually had my idol, who's Senegalese, Aminta Khan. She actually was in Senegal as well. In US, going to Midland College, and she also told me about going to US at the school that she was going, and she was in part instrumental in guiding me through ODU as well, because she's somebody that I admire and I wanted to play with her. But Coach Scott had seen me and kind of knew what I could do, but I had no idea what junior college, D1, what was the difference. And Amita can help me decide that. And Coach Green kept me engaged. She spoke to me because I couldn't speak English at the time. So I always say that it's funny. Coach Scott found me. Coach Green kept me engaged. And I just saw a book of ODU and Coach Larry, the intensity. It was F sitting with a towel on the shoulder. The intensity that she displayed was like, wow, I would love to play for her, and that's how I got to ODU.
Yeah, that's great. I definitely, I was telling my wife here is getting ready here to once we connected there through Facebook, and we were looking for a time for you to come on. I definitely remember you playing there at the field house and being part of the Lady Monarchs, and then as the basketball program transitioned from the field house to the Constant Center, which is now Chartway Arena.
Yeah. Those are certainly like great memories, because the field house is special to us. I know when we were coming, they showed us the plan about having the possibility to play at the Ted Constant Chorway Arena. But unfortunately, I got to practice there, but I never got to play. But looking back at it, as nice as it is, I just feel like the field house was special. We had like such a uh, tight relationship with our fans. I remember
Right.
after every game we finished, they wouldn't leave. They stayed there. We could have sneaked out from the back door and go, but we always came back in and we stayed there with them about 15 to 30 minutes before we went out. And the crowd, it felt like it was cozy, you know. So great memories of the field house, certainly.
Yes, and the one thing about women's basketball there for March Madness time, I mean, with you guys having great regular seasons, and you guys were able to have NCAA tournament games
Yeah,
there at the field house, and
yeah,
even more electric, with the fans
yeah,
right there
yeah,
and packing the place there for postseason
yeah,
games.
yeah, yeah. It was always filled up. No, whether the seating or even the top in the balcony,
Right.
it was always filled up. It was nice. The students, the community really had a great support from the community. You know, it was nice. It felt like a family. I felt that part of that was it was a relationship that I felt like we had where they came out and we also not only by winning but we were part of the community. We went out, we did a lot of events with the community.
Right, right, and that's the thing. I mean, with Old Dominion, I mean, being pretty close to a bunch of Norfolk schools, both
Hmm.
private school, public school, and
Yeah,
yes, just how the student athletes and the athletic program, tie in tie into the community, and then the camps for the kids and the players work the camps.
yeah, yes. I talk about like Special Olympics. I'm in love with Special Olympics today, and it started at ODU. When we were there, Coach Larry always had us do camps where
Yes.
the Special Olympic athletes would come and do camp with us. So that's how me getting to know Special Olympic, getting to know that those with intellectual disabilities are no less than myself. They are just like me. They are capable.
Right.
So that started at ODU, and we did work for Read to Achieve. We did went to libraries or schools to read for kids,
Right.
and we also had like remember we used to do at Powhatan
That's
Field
it.
the cancer walk all
Yes.
night. We would go like it was a relay and would alternate. We had to have at least I think 2 or 3 players walking, and but we all stayed at the field. We slept there all night.
Wow. Yes.
That gives you like uh, I say yes. Back home, my parents showed me how to give back to others, but learning how to impact an entire community, that's better ODU, certainly. It's something that we kind of knew was not only us playing basketball, but there were other things that we could do. That was,
Right.
I love that.
Yes, and made it to the postseason. Every year being a Lady Monarch, 1,483 points during your career. One year was named Conference Player of the Year. And then senior year, made it to the Elite Eight.
Yes, yes. That year was honestly bittersweet. Bittersweet in the sense that I really thought we had the team to go far, finish it off. Unfortunately, we got that UConn team 39-0. it was it was crazy. Like we really had a great tournament. It's unfortunate though, I must say. I still recall we were, I believe, ranked 7, which to me wasn't fair with the season that we had that year. we deserve to be ranked way higher than seventh seed.
Right.
We had to go. I think on our road we beat Purdue, that was second. Georgia, that was third.
Right.
Or Georgia was fifth, something like that. And then Kansas State, which was third rank, I believe. And then we got to the, unfortunately, Elite Eight. And I remember Elite on the Sweet 16. I think maybe we played Kansas State Sweet 16, and Connecticut played Penn State.
Okay.
And they hardly won that game. I think they won maybe by less than 5 points, if I recall correctly. And we won very convincingly against Penn State. I mean Kansas State. I say I blame the ESPN people.
Yeah, because stores in Bristol is not too far.
Yes, they talk if there is a team that can beat UConn, it's the ODU. They have this, they have that, and of course, Connecticut wasn't gonna have 2 games like that back to back. So I'm like, if we had them yesterday, I think it would have been a different story. But kudos to them. Honestly, they came out of the gate and the game was done the first 10 minutes. And we came back, but we were so behind, unfortunately, that, that's why I said bittersweet. We had a great run and sad that it ended there, honestly, because I feel like we had such a group. I remember when I first came to ODU, Mary, I was just over there talking to her. When they brought me, they said I was going to play 4, so she could play 3. But I was so skinny. They had to get me buffed up a little bit before I could play some 4 for them. But by the end of the season, I played 4. And I think it was my sophomore, junior year, Lou was hurt and had to play 5 sometime, I would say. But my senior year, we had a big lineup. We had Lou starting at 5, Tiffany Thompson at the 4, Monique Coker and I playing guards, and Sharon Francis starting. So it was amazing, the lineup we had. We could match up with them. But unfortunately, it was one of those days. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but then, after college, you were able to play professionally and ended up teaming with another Lady Monarch there in the WNBA with Tisha there in Sacramento.
Yes. It was because unfortunately, was not lucky or didn't make it in time before she leaves. Because I got to play with Mary 1 year, but Tisha was already gone when we made it there. So it was such an honor for me to get the opportunity to play with her. But she was not only the player, but the person. I never felt like a rookie. Though I would hear other rookies talking about how sometimes their experience was harder, but she took care of me as a little sister, made it easier for, I guess, the rest of the team. Sacramento was a very family-oriented team too, I would say. The players were very nice. So playing with Tisha, I said, Coach Larry, I remember when they retired Jersey, she came back. And I recall part of Coach Larry's speech when she would tell the fans that I know she made a liar out of you all, telling your neighbors that she had eyes behind her back. So having the opportunity to play with her was definitely a great honor for me. And capping it off there, we were able to win the WNBA championship in 2005. Was definitely something that I'll forever treasure.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And then also, I saw that you got to play for your country there in the 2008 Olympics. So, not only did you get to play in college, get to play professionally, but then, how is it to, play for your country and have that jersey and here in the 2008 Olympics?
Yes. For whoever has heard me, I always said, I'm grateful for all the opportunities that I've had throughout my career to go play with multiple teams, one at multiple level. But honestly, to me, nothing compares than wearing my country's color, honestly. And I went back multiple times chasing that national. We won at the youth level, but at the senior level was something that I always wanted to do. I wanted to represent my country at the world stage or the Olympics. So 2007, when we won, it was icing in a cake because icing top of the cake because not only we got that elusive African championship, but it gave us the opportunity to go to the Olympics. That was an experience that also was nice to be a part of, definitely.
Yes, yes, and then I saw that 2011, Old Dominion called, and with your accomplishments, they honored you with being inducted into the Monarch Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was impressive to me in the sense that I would have never thought that a little girl from Mali, from Africa, would have come and have an impact in such a program. Basketball is something that I loved doing. It's been part of my life forever. And working hard has never been something that I dreaded. I took pride in it. So to see all your hard work being recognized, it's nice to see, and especially at ODU because that was where I would say my journey started in my before going to the professional, and got a diploma there, which is something that that's a famous Coach Larry always say. Make sure you guys study well because whatever you're gonna learn, nobody can ever take away from you. So having all that with me and knowing that every time I step on that court, I represent the ODU to the best of my abilities. And for them to put me in the Hall of Fame among all those greats that played at ODU, and I know, sometimes I got to receive that recognition individually, but I know a lot of people who helped me big time. The coaches doing individual workout with me. I've had Coach Himes, Coach Hill, Coach Schweider, Juliet, Coach Green, Coach Larry herself, Coach Montgomery, and Coach Zach, our strength and conditioning, who's helped me a great deal because every summer he worked with me. I remember when I first got to ODU, I couldn't lift the bar because I had never lifted before. He helped me. So I'm grateful to all of them. That Hall of Fame recognition for me is not just for me, it's for all those people that poured into me, certainly.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is, like when you're a student athlete there in college,
Mhm.
yes, the hard work in the gym and and the weight room, and
Mhm.
that's even more than going out on the court and practicing shots. I mean, the work there in
Yeah.
the weight room and the strength and conditioning coach is almost like the sound person
Yes.
is in a concert. It's like the strength and conditioning coach is definitely during the off season, during the practice time, but definitely
Yep.
there in the background for then when the games start.
Yes. Yes. And we had one of the best. Would love this job to the point that I thought he was. I called him Grand Patron, Big Boss, because he had all the sports at ODU he had by himself, and
Oh
the
wow.
amazing start phase for each sport or each athlete, he catered to you, to your needs. I remember over the summer, instead of me coming and just lifting or just running, he had stuff for me that were basketball oriented. So I would be in the gym not only doing conditioning, but I'd shot, I'd work on my layups. So it was amazing. I even said like part of me being drafted 12 in the first round, Coach
Right.
Coach Zach has a big part of in that because of
Wow.
how, and he makes you love it. Like If you see him, he's like, "Hey, Maiga, you ready today?" Every time you walked in there, like he's so happy to see you and you love his job like that. You didn't have the choice but want to work hard for him. Seriously, So we were very fortunate to have that kind of coach in our for us.
Yes.
Always willing to help. Yeah.
Right. Now, do you come back during the basketball season? Because I see right now the Lady Monarchs are currently 8-0, and
Yes.
I think this Sunday they play at VCU, and it's
Mhm.
definitely with conference realignment nowadays. It's kind of strange to see Old Dominion and VCU not in the same conference
Yes.
anymore.
Yes. Yeah. I know a lot has changed in that sense, but I am so proud of the work that Coach Delisha and her staff are doing. It's I knew it was coming because they've been through it. She knows what it takes to be a winner. She's won at multiple levels. So not surprised. It's nice to see the players buying into it and doing the work required, to get there. So yes, and we try to come back at least once a year, But yeah, there's last year we were there for the alumni weekend, so that was
Okay.
very nice. Yeah.
Right. Yes, and I did see Brian Smith from Channel 13.
Mhm.
Did a segment on you when you were in town. Back in the spring there through the PIT. So do you do some coaching nowadays?
So I was going through the this training. NBA has a coaching development program for NBA, WNBA, or G League players that I want
Okay.
to do. So while I was going through that process, we had one of the training was during the PIT, and that's why I was there. And it was nice to be back home in the Hampton areas and see familiar faces, of course. Yeah.
Well, hey, Hamchetou, I appreciate your time for coming on and talking about your basketball journey, and especially your time being a Lady Monarch.
My pleasure. And thank you. Thank you for taking the time to invite me. It's always a pleasure to talk about ODU. Let's say once a monarch, forever a monarch.
Yes. Well,
Thank
hey,
you.
you're welcome, and have a good rest of the week, and go Lady Monarchs.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You too.